charges were filed against the suspect in this incident, and he was in fact arrested last night.
We heard some people say Devontae Ortiz had charged up the guy or threatened him with a gun. Is there anything to validate that?
You know, that's all still part of the ongoing investigation. We're still interviewing the witnesses and all, but I believe if you look at the probable cause affidavit that was filed in this case, it will kind of detail the interaction that took place that night. But at the end of the day, once all of the facts were reviewed and the information that we have was assessed along with information from the autopsy that took place, it was determined that charges were to be filed against the suspect in this incident.
And you have to have it's a pretty big burden of proof to charge somebody with murder or anything of that sort, right?
Absolutely. It just depends on how the incident occurred and what level of culpability a suspect may have. Was it something that was done intentionally? Was it something that was done recklessly? So those are all the things that come into consideration when our homicide investigators work with the district attorney's office determining if charges should be filed, and then if so, which are the appropriate charges. So this case will now will be presented to a grand jury, and then ultimately end up at a trial at some point is most likely.
What do we know about the suspect? We were hearing he might have been a veteran with a service dog. Do you have any details of that?
Yeah, I don't have his background with me here today.
What's kind of the lesson learned out of this? It seemed like July 4th was a nice holiday. Everybody was trying to have a good time. We don't know what exactly happened. There are a bunch of videos going around, but you know.
Sure. And not specific to this incident, but just in general, you know, if there's an opportunity to avoid engaging in a disturbance, avoid getting in an argument, and again, I'm not talking specifically about this incident, but it's just not worth it, because you never know what that other person may be armed with and may be willing to do. So it really is just taking that moment to just walk away and really just to try and de-escalate a situation if it's possible.
And we don't know if Ortiz was armed unless that's in the paperwork that I haven't seen yet.
Correct.
Okay.
And do you know why it took like 2 days? It's just the investigation right here originally?
Sure. So the investigators were conducting their investigation, interviewing the witnesses that they could, and then again awaiting the information that came from the autopsy. So as soon as we got that initial report from the medical examiner's office, our homicide detectives, again with the district attorney's office, used that and the information we had at that point to make the decision on charging the suspect.
What did the autopsy reveal?
Well, the autopsy, just one of the things that the autopsy will cover is the manner of death, the mechanism of death, and then in this case specifically the trajectory of the bullet that was fired.
And that's why they think it was possibly a murder and not a self-defense.
Well, that's one of the pieces of evidence that was used in making the decision of whether or not to file charges and then which charges to file.